Got another falling object example here. In this case, we've got an object that's thrown downward or launched downward with an initial velocity not equal to 0. We've got a rock that's thrown downward from a 55-meter high bridge. If the rock is thrown with a velocity of 8.7 meters per second, we want to know what the velocity of the rock is just before striking the water below. So what we've got is we've got this bridge. And it's got some water below here. And this rock gets thrown downward with an initial velocity of 55 meters per second. And we want to know the velocity, or the velocity just before striking the water below. Again, we've got our change of position, V initial, V final, time, and acceleration. We've got our 5 variables that we're going to be concerned with. And again, we are concerned with the vertical direction. There is no horizontal action going on. So let's go ahead and start filling in some stuff we know. We know the height of the bridge, which is 55 meters. That change in position for the rock is going to wind up being negative since we're throwing it downward. V0 is negative 8.7 meters per second because it's thrown downward. V final is what we're looking for. Time we don't have. Acceleration for any falling object on Earth, negative 9.8 meters per second squared. Equations, well, we've got one that we solve for V final with. V final is equal to V initial plus AT. Problem is we don't have time. We have another equation, V final squared is equal to V initial squared plus 2 change in position A. We should be able to use this. We've got our change in position. We've got an original velocity. So let's go ahead and use that one. We'll get rid of this. So V final squared is going to be equal to V initial squared, which is negative 8.7 meters per second. We're going to square that plus 2 times the change in position, which is negative 55 meters times negative 9.8 meters per second squared. We've got everything. All we need to do is grab a calculator and start putting in some numbers here. Let's go ahead and square negative 8.7. So it's negative 8.7 squared. And that's going to be, that ain't right. I know what I did. Let's do this. It's going to be negative 8.7 squared, which is going to be 75.69. So 75.69 plus, let's do this. It's going to be negative 55. 2 times negative 55 is, that's not it, 2 times negative 55, there we go, is equal to negative 110 times a negative 9.8. Enter, and we get 1,078, positive 1,078. So we add those two guys together. So the answer plus, you know what, I don't trust this thing. Let's do this, 75.69 plus 1078. Hit enter. And we get 1153. 1153 point. 53 point. Oh, what do I? Oh, I got 2 of them open. That's why. Okay. Let's close one of them up. There we go. Oh my gosh. Losing it. Um, that's 1153.69. We're going to square root both sides. So that's VF squared. So we're going to square root both sides. Square root here, square root here. So that means that VF is going to be equal to plus or minus whatever answer I get. Since this is downward, we want the negative version. So I'm just going to get rid of the positive version and call it negative. Negative. So that's going to be the square root of the answer, which is going to be 33.69 or 96. So I'll just call it 34. Negative 34.0 meters per second. That's it. That's how it's done.